Hey everyone, how are we doing?
Good.
Doing good. Well, my name's Taylor DeSico. If we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I'm the international president this year, and Sam and Josh on here, and Madison, the VP's on here as well. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully, some more people will come in. So we're gonna do some announcements, and then we're gonna go into our traditional little fun roundtable discussion. Because we have some club transition and summer engagement coming up that we need to talk about, which is super important. But first, for some updates. So, upcoming events tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there, be square. It's gonna be so fun. We have the Battle of the Bricks event. Promote this to your members. It is going to be so much fun. We've got, games planned, really fun event planned. So definitely be there. It is Battle of the Bricks. It is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Madison, if you wouldn't mind, could you drop that registration link in the chat so you guys can send that to your members? It's going to be a lot of fun. Please encourage them to attend. I had a lot of fun last year, so I'm super excited about that tomorrow. Tomorrow Fund, if you have not heard of the Tomorrow Fund, that is a grant program to where a club or a district can apply to have their service project funded through the Tomorrow Fund grant. That application opens up very soon on April 1st and will close on June 1st. So Madison, if you could also link the Tomorrow Fund application in the chat as well. So be on the lookout for that. That is a great opportunity and member benefit that we offer. And next, if you're an advisor of Key Club, just an FYI, Key Club Senior Night is on April 9th. So if you know any Key Club members, if you're an advisor of Key Club as well, or if you know any advisors of Key Club, just let them know, hey, Key Club Senior Night is on April 9th. That's going to be a lot of fun. Madison, I'm not sure if you have that handy, but if you could drop that as well so they could share that too, that is going to be a great time as well. We'll have a lot of opportunities for Key Club members to learn about college, even just life after high school, Kiwanis, Circle K, and we'll do a fun little Kahoot at the end, so it should be very fun. And then last thing is Circle K International Convention. We are partnering with Kiwanis International again this year in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are super excited. It is June 25th through the 27th. Registration is now open. The early deadline is in a week. The early registration deadline is in a week. So for members, it is $275 through March 31st, and after that, $325 through May 23rd. So again, a very exciting opportunity for our members and a great member benefit having these discounted registration rates. Madison, if you could drop that link as well. We're going to be hearing from award-winning producer and director of family and children's programming, Henry Winkler. We're going to partake in fun events, and we're going to partner with Caitlin Smiles to assemble craft kits to give the children in hospitals across Pennsylvania. And we have so much more fun planned. So please be promoting that to your members. That is the biggest event of the year for Circle K, and we are super excited. I've had so much fun the last 2 years, and I cannot wait for my last year this year. So super exciting. But yeah, any questions about upcoming events or, oh, Sam, do you want to drop the,
Yeah, do you want to explain it to them and I'll find the code?
would you mind talking about it? The advisor
Gotcha.
registration code? Yeah.
Yeah, so if many of you we know that are Kiwanis members, so if you're already planning on attending the Kiwanis convention, we recommend or we invite you to register for the CKI convention. You'll pay the same price. And then you can add on. So basically, you'd pay for our convention, which is the Wednesday through Friday, and then there's a special code that you can put in at the Kiwanis registration, and you're literally just purchasing that Saturday option for Kiwanis, and you get to vote. So again, you register for the CKI convention, and that will get you into both Kiwanis and Circle K. The only thing is your membership or like your experience ends on Friday. So you purchase that Saturday through the Kiwanis registration website, and you just go to the one day, pick the Saturday, and then you put in this code that I hope Josh is getting ready to drop in there. I hope. I saw him typing and then it disappeared. So you'll put that code in, and that'll give you the discounted pro rate for just the Saturday to vote. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks, Josh. Awesome. Okay, any questions about International Convention or upcoming events? If you just joined, remember there is a Battle of the Bricks tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Madison dropped that and some other information in the chat as well. Battle of the Bricks is going to be the biggest event this month, so we're super excited. Any questions? Okay. Well, let's get into the discussion portion of the evening, which is always the most fun. So some roundtable questions. We're first going to talk about club transition, just kind of getting your ideas on that. And then we'll talk about summer engagement because, as I mentioned earlier, it is very important to have your members engaged throughout the summer. We don't want to lose them over the summer and then not come back in the fall. We want to make sure that this club is a year-round ordeal, so making sure that we're really engaging the members over the summer. But first, for club transition, my first question for you all is, how can we ensure outgoing officers provide thorough training for the incoming officers? Whenever you're ready to answer, you can just unmute and talk. So how are our outgoing officers ensuring that the incoming officers are trained well and ready to go for the new year?
I would think you should be mentoring them along, having the incoming officers working with the outgoing so that they have an understanding of what's going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other ideas?
Maybe have a night where it's just for the officers so that they can pass along any paperwork or notes or anything like that, or make it, a little celebration or something so that it's more formal instead of a casual, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. It's I don't know, come do something fun and we'll pass along the information.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really important, to your point, to build those relationships between the outgoing and incoming officers. That way, throughout the year, if that incoming officer, Jim, to your point, talking about how they need to make sure that they are, prepared and they know that they have their success or their predecessor there to support them throughout the year. That's really important. And then also thinking about like transition documents are really cool too. Those are really powerful. Having a nice transition document year over year from each officer is really important too, just to make sure that they know if something arises throughout the year, they can look back on that document later on in the year and say, oh, well, this is what my predecessor did and it worked out really well, or maybe it didn't work so well,
Are there resources in the CKI website for transitioning clubs?
Oh yeah, there are.
Probably, yeah.
Yes. Sam, are you gonna drop that? You looked excited. Or I can, okay, thank you.
Just a silly question too. I'm not too up on all this. Like, I know you're dropping stuff in the chat. How do I get that, like, to go somewhere else?
So do you see the chat button at the top of your screen?
Yes.
Okay, if you click on that, your chat should pop up to the right of your screen.
Okay.
And then each thing that Madison put in the chat, for the most part, is going to be a link, and you just click on the link and it'll take you right to the page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, so then after this is gone though, if I don't do this, like, I can't do this while we're talking, but how do I get those links for later to look at?
I think, Josh, they're still going to have access to this chat after the call.
Oh,
I think. Is it like a regular Teams call?
I'm not sure if that's the case because they don't have the Teams accounts for Kiwanis, but we can send all of those links out to everybody on the call afterwards. And Sam also has the recording that's going to be available afterwards.
oh, okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Something else that I wanted to add on to Martha's point earlier, I loved the idea of having a get together with the outgoing and the incoming officers. And that's a great way for all the Kiwanis advisors to be able to be in attendance as well. And if you have something like free pizza or a small snack or something like that, that will be really great in having CKI officers attend that as well. Something else that I know that some clubs do is on March 31st, they have a little party. And it's a great way to celebrate everything that the club has done throughout the last year and to celebrate the new officers who will start the next day on April 1st. And so some clubs will do something, they'll have a club meeting on March 31st where they might have chips and little snacks. And it's just a great way to be able to celebrate the transition between the outgoing officers and the new incoming officers. And that's also a great way for you all as advisors to be there in attendance as well, and to make sure that those transition packets get transferred as well.
Thanks, Madison. Any other ideas for transitions for officers? Or do you want to move on to the next question? All right, let's move on. So next question, what common challenges do clubs face during officer transitions, and how can we overcome those challenges? So what are they faced with when they're trying to transition, and how can we overcome those challenges?
Maybe one thing is to make sure that the current officers stay involved. At least they don't just disappear on April 1st, I'm done, see you, goodbye. But that they stay involved at least to the end of the school year so that they can help the new officers.
That is so right, Allison. That's so important too. I mean, I remember when I was a club president, I was reaching out to my predecessor the whole year after that. But it was so helpful having her there, you know.
Especially if the outgoing officers are seniors, you need them to be involved at least till the end of the school year.
Absolutely. It's a great point. Thank you.
And going off of that, I would say to start the transition process much sooner than just waiting until April 1st, and to try to make sure that throughout the entire month of March, the officers are getting trained. So as the outgoing officer is doing any type of reporting or anything regarding like booking classrooms at the school or any type of true transition document, that they have their successor also helping them with that process. So as soon as April 1st starts, the incoming board is able to have already been trained and they're not waiting to then receive their training.
Thank you, Madison. Any other ideas? Okay. All right, next question. Last question for club transition, unless you all have any for us. If you have a new advisor or advisors coming in, how do you ensure a proper transition? Or maybe what was helpful for you when you came in as a new advisor?
Well, I am new, so so having the current advisor, she's helping me learn everything, and just attending things like this. I attended decon for the first time, so that was really helpful. And just reaching out to the different offices on campus that we have to interact with to understand what they need as well, so that I can help our students as well. So we're in the process of rebuilding. So that's where I'm at this point.
Yeah, Martha, well, thanks for being here. We're so happy to have you here with us tonight.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm also new. Actually, we just chartered our club this past February, so we're very new. And I'm just here trying to pick up hints that I can move forward with them. We have already had the CKI club members come out to our Kiwanis Club pancake breakfast that we actually did our first opener weekend this weekend, and we got a few of the members involved there, and they were very happy to be there, and we're hoping, or I'm hoping at least, to be able to continue our interaction with the club, our Kiwanis Club, and their club. And actually, besides that, we've also got some alumni that were a part of the, I want to say it, well, they were part of a bridge club or research lab. And the alumni of that lab have actually, we've got 3 members that actually joined our adult club, and they're still working with the CKI members. So it's kind of neat. They still interact together. So we're hoping we can continue that process. So maybe that's part of it, is just being able to continually work with them and keep the interaction going.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? Okay. All right. Any questions? Do you have any questions about club transition for us? Anything we can help with? Since we are coming right up on April 1st pretty soon.
Yep. I'm in the situation, as I said, we're rebuilding, and we just this semester got 2 officers, and they're planning on continuing. So we're not having to transition right now. We just have 2 that are willing to keep and help build the club.
Awesome. Yeah, and I remember my DA used to tell us the most important job is to find a successor. Like, that's your most important job the whole year, is to find a successor that's even better than you were, which is crazy. So it's awesome to hear they're sticking around. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I finally figured out how to get my picture up there. And can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Floyd.
Okay. I said, oh, there it says Mike, so I'll click on that. Well, I'm in Moorpark, California, Southern California. It's north and west of Los Angeles, and I'm the advisor to the Circle K International Club at Moorpark College, and we've just finished our 3rd year. And the tricky thing about it's a community college, and that is, 2 years and gone. So you really have to make sure that the officers are they're very aware of this, and they really actively recruit replacements. And of our 6 board members, 5 are graduating. Okay.
Wow.
But they really hustle to get others to step up. And yeah, fortunately, one of the board members, he stepped up, one that's staying. He's going to be the president, and he's awesome. He's got so many ideas going, that they're just going to really take off. They do so many community service projects, and they've been very helpful to our Kiwanis club, helping us with our events. But they've reached out and they've helped other Kiwanis clubs too, and other CKI clubs. It's amazing. Yeah, they're really gung ho on service. So fortunately, it's been like that all 3 years, and there's year 4. Here we go.
That's great to hear, Floyd.
You got to stand back and watch the action. I'll tell you, it's pretty amazing. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to have those, those young members involved as well, because they bring those fresh perspectives to the table, and they make sure that the club has someone to take over when the graduating seniors are gone. So that's important as well, for sure.
And something that I encourage you to work with your clubs on is implementing a first year ambassador program, which is where you have one of those first year students who gets really involved in trying to recruit other first year students on campus. So that way, again, you can be able to have those members who are able to be younger members who can continue to take on leadership roles throughout their time in CKI. And I can also put a link to a document that has more information on the first year ambassador program in the chat as well.
All right, so let's move on to the summer engagement questions for tonight. First question is quite simple. What are some effective ways to keep your members engaged over the summer when they're not in school? Because we want them to come back in the fall and be excited for the fall.
Well, our club actually has community service events during the summer. They just stay active year round, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it works out really well. Yeah.
Is it difficult to like promote those, or do you think you get a lot of good attendance at those, or?
Well, they're very good at social media, okay? And so they reach out to everybody and they, you know, keep in contact. I think that the most challenging part for us right now, to be honest with you, we have 127 people that signed up, okay? But the trick is not everybody pays their $10 dues. And so then they're not official, you know, members. They don't have a Kiwanis ID number or anything like that. So that's, if somebody's got a trick of it, not encourage people to sign up, you know, we you know, our board is promoting it, saying, hey, you know, we qualify for CKI scholarships. You know, our club sponsors a scholarship, and I'm on, this is my 3rd year now, doing the California, Nevada, Hawaii CKI scholarships, and that's California, Nevada, and Hawaii. So I'm on that scholarship committee. I'm on the scholarship committee for our club. It just recruited me to be on the scholarship committee for, let me think, what is it? What group is this now? Oh yeah, it's the California Retired Teachers Association.
Well, and to your point, Floyd, you know, it is important because we have like the Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarships and like all that, to have access to those sorts of resources and those benefits. They need to be dues paid members. So it's all about advertising those benefits to the members as well.
Yeah, they're pounding that message out.
Right.
And two of our members got the Calneva scholarships. You know, as I don't know if you've been on one of these committees, but you don't know who's applying. Okay, you don't see their names. You don't see the whole application. Each of us are invited. We just have responsibility for evaluating one, maybe at most 2 of the questions. Well, the question they always have me evaluate one is community service. So I can, so I go, whoa, that's a couple of our people on the trail cleanups. Come on, and they named the trail they're working on. Oh yeah, so I knew we had a couple of applicants, but yeah, they both got scholarships.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Linda in the chat said we are a largely commuter school, so distance of the summer is difficult. But our board meets by Zoom over summer break, and they also have a very active group meet chat throughout the year. That's excellent, Linda. And you know, I remember even during the pandemic how fun it was to play Among Us and other games on Zoom with my club. And even now over the summer, we hang out on Zoom because, and even if we're all in Alabama, some of us may be gone, you know, out of state for an internship. So Zoom events over summer break are really fun, especially if you're just getting together to play games or do a virtual service project. So that can be a lot of fun too. What other ideas do we have for keeping members engaged over the summer?
I'm hoping again that we can involve our club with the CKI group that may still be home or around our city for the summer. So we'll put invites out for meetings and any events we're doing, and look for them to come out and volunteer with us. So I'm hoping that will keep the interest up for them.
Right, absolutely.
Something we're going to try anyway. Our 2 students, they live 3 hours away, 2 hours away from campus. But during the orientation events during the summer, for the incoming freshmen, they're planning to come back for those so that they can help promote CKI to the incoming freshmen.
That's awesome. Yeah, anytime you can have someone in person, it can be difficult at times, but in-person interaction is so valuable, especially in a day and age where we're so busy with Zoom and Teams, and there's like Zoom burnout and all that stuff. So that's excellent to hear. All right, let's move on to the next.
I might say,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
At Door Park College, one of the big things is they have, you know, what's known a traditional club rush. And so all the clubs on campus show up, and I'm always there with them, and they always have goodies,
Mhm.
for the man, feed them and they'll come, right? So they always have treats and play games at the meetings, and so that they really have a lot of fun at the meetings. So that's in addition to promoting all their service projects. So that works
Right.
out really well.
There's nothing like college students and food. Like you can really get those kids routed up with that food. And that's what I'm saying. Like for our interest meeting every year we have ice cream and these college kids go crazy. I'm like, y'all, it's just ice cream. They love it. Hey, it gets them going, We hand out little like biodegradable spoons at the event. We're like with the little date and time and like the location of our meeting on the spoon. And they get super excited. So
There you
that's
go. Yeah.
yeah, great idea. All right. Let's see. What can you do now to prepare for fall recruitment? It's a tricky one, but it's important. So what can we do now to make sure we're prepared for fall recruitment?
I know at Western.
We're still, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, I know at Western right now they're making sure they're signing up for all the table events, and we have what we call Bronco Bash, which is where all the freshmen and everything come in right before it starts. So just making sure the club's registered for everything like that to hold a table.
Right, Eric, because some schools like require you to register months out, 6 months out even. Like I know University of Alabama, if we want to reserve a room, we have to reserve it 2 to 3 months in advance. So good point. Floyd, did you have something?
I lost my train of thought listening to everybody else.
No worries.
Well, they're very good at social media. Okay, the club officers. So all the meetings are. It's like you're attending a professor's lecture. I'll tell you, they love using all that AV equipment, and they've been the presenters every year to our division, our district division meeting, which is Ventura, Santa Barbara, Moore Park, Simi Valley. It's kind of that part of the southwestern California, and they're there, and they've even presented the program there, and I encourage them to do it because I want to get the other clubs to sponsor, colleges and universities near them. We have probably, like many of you guys, we lost several clubs with COVID. They just didn't come back. California Lutheran University was one. Even California State University Northridge, which is a big university, their club went under. So now they're trying to get it going again. Yeah, so it's that was really a challenge. It was really a deadly thing for college clubs, I think, because they want to interact in person. They want to talk with people, and we're kind of social animals, So that's what really makes it fly, and not to be able to do that. Gosh, for 4 years, and how long that was. The COVID thing was really brutal. Unfortunately, we survived if they kept it going. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, well, we're moving forward. We're working hard to get past all that, and I'm proud of the membership this year. So that's exciting. Madison, did you have something?
Two other ideas that some CKI clubs have done that, in a sense, they actually end up helping grow Kiwanis clubs as well. And one of them is, if your college has dorms on campus, is to have your CKI club reach out to the housing residential life on campus and ask if your CKI club members would be able to help assist students with moving in, whether it's just helping with parking cars or with helping people carry, their dorm items into their dorm rooms. And I think that's a great way to be able to showcase what CKI is. And also all the parents are there as well. So that's a great time for you all to be able to also talk to them about Kiwanis. And maybe they're not from the area, but they might be willing to go back and to look into joining a Kiwanis club back in their hometown as well. And going off of that, even it's simple as if your CKI members are just giving out water bottles as people are moving into their dorm rooms, you could wrap a label around it that talks about CKI, and it could have a barcode to join the CKI group chat or with more information on the upcoming CKI meeting. And another idea that some clubs have also had is that, let's say all students move in on a Thursday night. Well, then that next Friday morning, after all of the students have survived their first night in the dorms, the CKI club, with the help of the Kiwanis Club, could host a breakfast. And this could be a great way for students to come together and to say that, hey, you survived your first night in the dorm, come together and have a great breakfast. And that way you can get them interested in CKI as soon as they get onto campus before they go to the tabling event and see all the other organizations on your campus as well. And that's something that you as Kiwanians, you all could be able to help, provide. It doesn't have to be a huge breakfast. It could just be donuts or bagels or something simple, but that way you're getting your club out there and you're being able to also talk to the parents as well.
Thank you, Madison. Any other ideas for fall recruitment, summer engagement?
No, you were talking about recruitment. I know one thing we've really started to do this last year and this year is just on the district board side for CKI, is we actually are starting to do our CKI board meetings with the Key Club board meetings for the district, and getting that working relationship to get a lot more to flow through. So that's something that's kind of new to us, but luckily the relationship was there between all of them. So that's something that's turning out. I think it's got interest on our board for the next year for a few chair positions that are for people that are coming in as freshmen. So
that's awesome to hear. Madison, did you want to talk about alumni and Forever Day?
Yes, the first thing that I wanted to mention is I know some of you mentioned that you have graduating seniors within your clubs. And so I was putting a link in the chat to the different CKI graduation memorabilia that you can purchase for seniors, whether it's medallions or stoles or cords that they can wear at graduation to showcase CKI. That's another great benefit that you could be able to have to purchase to thank your seniors for their time within CKI. Another thing that I wanted to also mention was the CKI Alumni Network. And as advisors, I really encourage you all to encourage all graduating seniors to join our CKI Alumni Network, so that way they can continue to stay updated and informed on different events within CKI, as well as to be able to join some of the different CKI alumni gatherings that we're having. So I will put the link to that in the chat as well. And then the last thing that I wanted to quickly mention was also CKI Forever Day. And so this is on April 24th, 2025, and this is a day dedicated towards encouraging donations towards CKI to allow for all of our student leaders across the world to continue to have leadership opportunities and to make those lifelong memories and to have a lasting impact on their lives. So we encourage you all to work on trying to reach out to any alumni or CKI supporters that you have within your Kiwanis clubs or on your school campuses to encourage them to also donate to CKI on our Forever Day. And I'll put the link to that in the chat as well. And again, that is April 24th, 2025.
All right. Thank you, Madison. So are there any final questions, comments before we hop off for the evening?
Well, will those links be published, in the when this is recorded and we can review it, because that popped up pretty fast. I didn't get it.
Yes.
Yeah, if you could send that out to us, that'd be really super. I mean, I think you got all of our email addresses, right?
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm curious why we're on Microsoft, right? Or versus before it was always been on Zoom. Is that true? I mean, that's what it seemed like to me.
We are, yeah, we're on Teams now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Teams. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Microsoft.
That's-
Yes.
This is the first time I've used it. So. Okay.
So far, looks like it's working out for you.
Well, I had a while I couldn't get my picture would come up and then it disappeared and my audio was off. So oh, look at all those little things up there. I'll click on one of those and see if it works. I clicked on one and I disappeared. I was gone. I had to come in and sign back in.
Yeah.
Is there a date when a new club is considered a summer club? Is it anytime after April 1st, or is it specifically a summer month?
It's after April 1st.
Okay, all right.
And if I could jump in there just for clarification on summer clubs. Summer clubs are, for everybody's awareness, they are a kind of an unwritten rule where if a club charters after April 1st, the chartering members have their dues paid for the remaining of this year, which is through the end of September, and all of next year, which is October 1st through the end of September. Okay, and that's a really powerful thing if you have a brand new club that doesn't have a charter already, that isn't inactive. Suspended clubs, inactive clubs, they are not eligible.
Right.
Okay, it has to be a brand new club or a club that was so far away from being active that its charter has been revoked. But that summer club can be a really powerful thing to get members in the door right now, particularly because there is a bylaw amendment with a dues increase next year. So it's easier to sell to students in particular to say, not only are you involved in the CKI, but you're involved at pretty much a reduced rate, and you're getting a year and almost a year and a half out of it instead of a year. So that's what we're talking about when you mention summer clubs. You're not going to find it on the website. You'll have to reach out to somebody if you want more information about it, but it is an opportunity for new charters.
Thanks.
Thanks, Josh. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you all so much for hopping on. You all have a lovely rest of your Monday and a great week. And as always, reach out if you need anything.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you all.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Good night.